Man, the price of everything seems to be going up these days, and I don't know why. People say it's because food prices are inflated, but I really don't know what that means. So today on Kopitiam Ekonomi, I speak to a business advisor for one of the big four accounting firms, a proprietor of a local mama or curry house, and a student who seems like he knows what he's talking about. But so that I don't look like too much of an idiot in front of them, I did some research first on what inflation is. So what is inflation? Inflation is defined as the measure of the cost of a product versus the value of that product across a period of time. So if the cost of the product increases without a change in the value, the size or the quality of that good, then you have inflation. If you have a very high change in cost with a minimal or no change in value, then you have high or hyperinflation, which is a very scary thing. Let's put this into context. A context of Malaysia's favorite drink, the Teh-tarik. What is the right price of the Teh-tarik? Because we remember a few months ago, maybe it was RM1, but suddenly it became RM 20. That's 20% of inflation. Into the Teh-tarik, the price of it at least, we figure out, goes in the cost of products. So a bag of sugar, and God knows there's a lot of sugar in the Teh-tarik, and tins of tea that go into the Teh-tarik, and so on and so forth. But also, since it's not a charity, there is an amount of money made for profit that goes into the price of determining the Teh-tarik, right? But also, the person determining the price of the Teh-tarik is you. Because if a lot of you want to buy this Teh-tarik, then the proprietor knows that his Teh-tarik is special and he can charge more. Or if you walk into there with big wallets and showing flashing cash, he knows you can afford to pay more for that Teh-tarik. The question is though, given that the price of a Teh-tarik is the balance between the cost of things that are going into the Teh-tarik and the amount of money that we have to pay, but given that there doesn't seem to be too much of an increase in the cost, and we don't seem like we're having more money, why is the price of Teh-tarik keep going up? That's what we want to know.
RM1.
Yeah.
It's just some tea and a few drops of sweetened milk, and then yes, RM1.
RM1.
Tak minum Teh-tarik.
Tapi fikir harga dia sepatutnya RM1.
RM2 lah.
RM2. Kenapa RM2?
RM2. Sekarang you tahu lah, itu Malaysia tahu lah, abang-abang semua pun suruh naik, betul tak?
Betul.
RM2 okey lah.
Can you explain why food prices seem to go up when the costs of items don't seem to go up very much and people don't seem to be getting richer?
I think the simple answer is because you always need food, and no matter what it's priced at, you need to buy it. Okay. So you may complain about it, but you can't get away with not buying it.
This is Annie, a business advisor for the Big Four. We meet her over her lunch break and have a cup of coffee because she doesn't actually drink Teh-tarik.
I think it's not fair to say that across the board, prices of things have gone up. I think if you go to very student-centric areas, it is still catered to their kind of purchasing power.
Right.
If you go to Sunway Mentari, the price is different. If you go to Hartamas, there is no way you can get coffee for $150,
No.
$120, right?
No.
So the location is also different, and it caters to the people who live in that areas. In Klang, you can easily get coffee for $110.
So we should all go to those cheap places and drink coffee there.
Yeah, but how many of us want to do that? And a lot of people do want to sit in air-conditioned places and sit for 3 hours, and they want to have business meetings in coffee places. And you can't do that in a crowded, humid restaurant. Like when you say Mamaks these days, it's Old Town Kopitiam.
It's true.
And it's Papa Rich. That's sprouting everywhere. You don't see the old Kopitiams in Klang kind of model sprouting everywhere, right? So we also seem to have moved up that value chain in that sense. And what we consider Teh-tarik and coffee has evolved to becoming cha time and cappuccino.
So Malaysians can afford or have developed a taste for...
I think it is. I think it's developed a taste for these things. And that $1 coffee or the 80 cents coffee is really more nostalgia than anything else.
Right.
I don't think you can find that unless you go to Bentok.
Now I go for a walk with Max, who wants to do law but also claims to know a little bit about the economy.
Is this a video?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
So Max, what does inflation mean to you?
I mean, I studied sufficient economics to understand inflation, but what
Okay,
I understood out of it is that it's an increase in the general price level.
Increase the general price level. So in your opinion, what causes, or not your opinion, your educated opinion, what causes inflation?
I mean, there are a lot of factors that cause into inflation. For example, if the cost of living increases, in order for us to facilitate or to accommodate certain people's luxury, you need to increase some price. You need to give them the comfort they need. Some people, when back in those days, they would just prefer Teh-tarik, but now they want a Teh-tarik with this Irish topping, you know?
Okay, so people's lifestyle changes, they want more things. But those same people are complaining about the increase in prices.
Yeah, those are the same people that want the free Wi-Fi in their mamas, the same place they eat their Teh-tarik, they drink their Teh-tarik. These are the people that want good service, on-the-spot service, you know, the tables to be clean and all that.
You've been to different mamas, right?
Yeah.
And what I noticed is that when one price goes up somewhere, it all goes up everywhere. Do you think it's a kind of mama cartel? A godfather that controls the prices?
No lah.
Collection has been low this month. Gold prices have gone up, rental is through the roof. We need to collect more. Hey, the family has bills to pay. Tomorrow, Teh-tarik goes up 10 cents through all our mamaks. You keep bangsa in line. Make sure the cousins pay up. Anyone charging less than 150 will poison their dal.
Is there a mama cartel?
No, there is no mama cartel. But I think that we're all priced very low. Everyone is priced very low. And I think as owners, everyone is always trying to figure out a way of how to price themselves a little bit higher.
We're now at Fierce Curry House, which, by the way, serves a mean biryani and is super busy during lunch. We pull Herrick aside once things have calmed down. We're trying to understand why food prices seem to go up, when to the rest of us at least it seems that the costs don't seem to increase and we don't seem to be getting any richer.
Can you rephrase that for me? Prices are definitely increasing, but I think a lot of them, I think a lot of prices of late have been on a very fluctuating level. Like, for instance, if you buy tomatoes, they're never the same price every day. Every day we have a different price. So sometimes a lot of new restaurateurs will be thinking like they're trying to be cheated or market men are cheating them, but it's not true. It's just that the price of these things fluctuate according to supply from the market.
Because there's, you can't depend on the local supplier.
And that fluctuation in price cannot have anything to do with our prices here. We can't tell you that mixed rice today is 4 ringgit 20 cents and yesterday you ate it was 350 because tomato prices are different, you know.
I guess also a lot of people, like they complain about that 10 cents and stuff because they don't see the big picture, right? Like what goes into a tea? Water, some tea, milk.
I don't think the consumer needs to see the big picture. They have no reason to see the big picture.
But then wouldn't that help them understand why?
No, because you see, the genre of restaurants we're in is supposed to be psychologically cheap. We're selling things that 70 years ago, our fathers and grandfathers were paying 50 cents for it. So if you think about it now, it's been a 200% hike in price. And it's still generations that are living who are now paying those prices. So if I suddenly charge you 4 ringgit 50 cents for a Teh-tarik, there's going to be some mayhem, like, you know, something is going to go wrong, and again, that's just killing us. But we can do premium products in our drinks. Let's say in drinks I want to make a little bit more money. I start introducing lassis. I start introducing fresh juice,
ice blended Teh-tarik,
ice blended smoothies, blah blah blah. You know.
So let's put what we've learned into our basic economic inflation model and see if it still works, right? So we've learned that there are additional costs that go into your Teh-tarik, like the cost of Wi-Fi, which more and more mamaks are providing. But we've also learned that part of the problem is that the costs fluctuate and they don't stay constant. So it's really difficult for these proprietors to get a stable price to charge you. But also we've learned that food's different, that there's always a demand for food, that no one stops eating, right? Which is why the price of food never goes down but only goes up. We've also learned there's a lot of diversity, that people demand different things from their mamaks because they want some more higher priced mamaks and are willing to pay more for those things. And it also changes based on the location. Finally, we've learned that proprietors, while there is no cartel are aware of these things, and yet they can't charge the prices too low, because if they do, they may end up harming their business at the end of the day, but they don't want to charge them too high because they'll push you away. At the end of the day, if the question is there some sort of inflation? I guess the answer is yes. But more importantly, we've learned why there are some good reasons for the price to keep going up. What we've also learned is that on Kopitiam Ekonomi, this is what we do. We ask questions about the economy that are important to you and are important to us. So if you have these questions, ask us and we'll help you find the answers.